Hey, everybody, lean in here. Lean in here. You know what the sound that Sunday makes?
Oh, oh yeah, I remember
Ah,
that.
a nice, refreshing cherry bubbly.
Cherry buble.
Cherry bubbly.
I love it.
What
Uh,
is going on, crew? If you are new to the channel, my name is Brent. This is my father, Alan. We love doing our Sundays because we get to be with all of you. And to celebrate that, uh, we are going to bring on a guest later, hopefully. And my beverage here throughout the period of the show's ongoing here, throughout the day, is going to start to get a little warmer. And we're bringing on the legend to try to
oh,
rectify that and give me a solution for that. A solution that only a true Florida man could provide. So,
okay.
and much more. I took some
Nice.
serious Sorkin notes on my dad's last two channels, or last two videos, and
Well,
pretty
I could have
pretty
been
geeked
champ.
up. Dude. I'm pretty geeked up, man. How you summarized a lot of it, and I thought we really could expand. And I want to welcome Bob Markham here into the live. What's up, my brother?
Nice.
Hmm.
Bob, Mark,
Dad, how are you,
love it.
sir? Tell us what you've been up to.
I've been uh, I've been communicating with the fine crew members of this channel and speaking with many of you. Those of you who have not reached out, join in. You'll be. I think I have like 8 more emails to answer, so you'll be number 9.
Hmm.
I'm spending most of my days communicating what's good about where we're at in this crypto cycle. What's good about it's giving you time to educate yourself. It's giving you time to DCA. It's giving you time to reflect on what you want to do with your money, reflect on what you want to do with your life and your family and how you want to set that up with be a IBC or a trust. And I just want to chat with you about it. I'm not nobody's selling anything. Nobody's buying anything. Everybody's just discussing what we're going to do when we get financially more well off than we currently are.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm doing with people. It's been 3 years in the making, as you know, son, that people have tried to reach out to us and communicate with us directly and personally. So now we have an avenue, and I'm not encouraging that the whole pile come in all at once, but I am encouraging that it's time for us to share our ideas and our beliefs and our desires for our communities, and all of this is a very important time in our lives. So it's really
Yeah.
fun. I get to meet like-minded people who remind me. I feel like I'm talking to myself on the phone. I guess that's why they
Hmm.
resonate with our channel. So yeah, I
Yeah.
get to talk spirituality. I get to talk finances. I get to talk religion. I get to talk family, family
Hmm.
trust. I get to talk. I get to talk about what they want to do with their money. Were they going to buy a farm, a business? Are they going to? It's so much fun. Yeah, it's a
That's
blast.
so cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying every moment of it.
What
Yeah,
have we been talking about for 3 years, Dad?
health, wealth, and happiness.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. On the
and
wealth part. On the
okay.
wealth part. You said it, man. Owning the future of all transactions. Chew on it for a moment. Owning the future of all transactions. And not just so we can all make a buck, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's about having free transactions and no more banks. And I don't know, like this holiday season, this week, everybody's running out to vote. Uh, what am I voting for? What has Brent been voting for 3 years on this channel? Voting on the blockchain. And I would also add properly spaying and neutering your local central bank. That would be another benefit of those two.
Well, it has to
So
be our new slogan.
it should, yeah, should be.
Please get your bank spayed or neutered.
Yeah, gotta get back in line.
Yeah.
We gotta, instead of us putting all this trust into, you know, the old system, the mastodons, if you will. Um,
Yeah.
it is so crooked. It is so sad to only have, two decisions really, wherever you're coming from. If you live here, you get a little paper. Um, we're not going to talk about politics today, but you get a little
No.
paper. You get a little paper pamphlet, right? Little paper voting pamphlet. Okay, it's got all the new legislation in there. It's got all the new laws. Okay, new bills we're looking to pass here. Okay, we're looking to try to get this cooked, baked real good into the system here.
I thought that was just Firestarter.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well, it works well for that.
I'm
Toilet
supposed
paper in
to.
a pinch.
I'm supposed to send that back. Oh, I'm sorry.
So you read through that packet, and the writing just grabs at you, and it's, oh, this looks really good. Oh, I don't like that. That
Yeah.
doesn't support my morals. No, I like this. I am so smart now that I am so well informed now that I have taken the time to read that entire 15-page paper packet talking about, well, I don't know, 15 new things about to come through the system. I am really smart person now. Oh, and I backed it up, guys. I also watch the news, the channels that I prefer, of course. So now I'm, you know,
But
aren't you
don't you
glad I'm
feel
going out to vote? Aren't you glad?
don't you feel well informed? I mean, don't you feel like you're really on the cutting edge of human knowledge? Come on. Clearly you must.
That's my
Must be
sarcasm
enlightened.
for the day. I'll switch back to love here any minute.
Good. Yeah.
Um, it's it's why we talk about what we talk about. Like Dad said, the health, wealth, and happiness. Um, I believe that we can do it better, and I believe that technology is going to help us radically, make it. We think more complex. We think, okay, technology is going to make all this, more, and it's more I got to focus on, and there is some of that, but
Yeah.
with certain things, and depending on how you use it, it makes things simpler. And what you were talking about in one of your last videos, Dad, was making things deflationary, and that's really the theme of the channel. It's how do we get into deflationary assets? How do we get into studying and understanding deflationary technology? And one that you brought up that I thought was so good was your own career. What is inflation going to do? Say you work for a corporation, and your career might posiblemente be on the line because of your corporation's like, okay, well, we've got this new system, we've got this new tech, we could implement this, and we could save on this person, this person, this person's salary, their, matching their
Mhm.
401ks, their benefits, all that. It's a
Yeah.
cost analysis at the top. And me and you are not cost analysis. We're people, and to help each other understand where we're going and where all this is heading, and especially in tech, and I think spiritually, it's just it's huge to come together and work ground up. And I love the work that you're doing, Dad, because you're helping attack um, the opportunities and advantages that the wealthy have done for themselves and made work,
Mm-hmm.
and get trying to get it to the little guy, Joe taxpayer. And I'd love to see that really make a big stronghold, and us land in some halcyon times together. That's what I'm doing here,
Yeah.
and I'm all about it.
It's a really unique time for all of us to be, not just in crypto, in any form of finance that's actually got any chance of staying ahead of inflation. Um, because I know that 99% of the people on the planet, or maybe higher than that, aren't going to be able to stay ahead of inflation.
Hmm.
In that simple sense, it's going to elevate you from maybe lower class to middle class, just because even if you can keep up with inflation or just a point or two above inflation, it's going to appear as if you are becoming more wealthy, let alone the big numbers that could be coming your way with crypto or other investments that you've made. It's really that time to know what you own, to hold on to it, to make sure that you know what to do with it if and when the lottery ticket comes your way. And then you're like, wow, uh-oh, now what? Now what do I do? And that, like I said, just staying a victim of inflation or staying level with it is going to make you wealthy, let alone overshooting the inflation burden. If you can double inflation, you're going to appear to be a lot wealthier than everyone else, because like I say, crypto, in particular Bitcoin in this case so far anyway, it's a storage of wealth. In other words, it stores it in a way that, what is it, 50% annually, somewhere 50 to 70% earning a year, if you
Yeah.
equate it out over a decade. If you can make 50% on your money annually and everybody else is losing 10 to 15% on their money, you're actually making 65, 70% on your money. Well, that's going to make you quiet in your purchasing buying power is the key. You're going to be able to afford things in a lifestyle in which other people aren't, because of your knowledge and the experience that you've learned over, like I like to say, channels like this one, and far better channels than this one, actually, that will teach you that all you got to do to stay ahead of the Joneses is just not be stupid like the Joneses are. And like I said, 99% of the people, if you were just stuffing money in a bank account, you're getting slaughtered right now.
Yeah.
You're just getting crushed. And if you don't own at least some property or some kind of asset, that it's all going to come. It's that slow boiling frog, right? That's who you
Mhm.
are. And then one day you turn around and you're like, how did generations of our family end up in this situation? And then you're like, well, you didn't like stick your head out of the corral with all the other sheep in it. You didn't stick your head out to look around. Hey, there's some pasture over there. All I got to do is listen to some smarter people than me. And this is a key thing that I've learned over the last couple of weeks in particular. People call me and expect me to be the smartest person on the phone call. That's not always the case.
Mhm.
Often I'm learning more from you guys than you are from me. And it's like, if
Yeah.
if you're in the room and you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find a new room. Okay.
Yeah.
You just need
Yes.
to find a better room. You're just not right. You need to grow. We all need to help and continually grow. But that's the beautiful part about crypto. There's no end to knowing all the knowledge of it, and its future opportunities is just constantly coming at you. And it's endless what we can all do financially with it. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Call. Want to welcome in Hoopty Hydro and the Trend Daddy. I ain't got nothing but love for y'all.
We got Trini in the house.
Paul, what's up from the UK, brother? Good to have you in. Atlantic is in. He's on a Sunday 5K run through the Canadian autumn trees. The reds and the oranges. I only know of this because I helped my dad finish one of his first paintings, and it was a set of Canadian trees come fall time. And he and Elizabeth just described to me how beautiful that is. And this might be the first year in my life I'm actually looking forward to fall and winter. I'm a summer rat, man.
What?
Why
is that?
Well, I grew up in Mammoth. I grew up in the mountains for one. If I never see another snowplow again, it'll be too soon. But
I don't mind snowplows as long as somebody else is in them.
It's a cool time of year. It's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know that I'm looking forward to winter, but I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot I was talking to a mountain guy. Still.
Yeah. I'm ready to, I don't know, get outdoors. I sit outdoors on the veranda, if you will, and I sit out there and just sit in the sun as much as humanly possible when I'm not working in it. So, but I got to get 2 new roofs on before winter, and I'm running late. So I'm hoping to start that. 2 new roofs. Yeah.
Well, the house is new and the office is new, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
The house is a new one and the office is, right?
No, the buildings are new, but the roofs are old.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, I'm putting metal roofs up this year.
Cool.
Done after that. Never touch the roof again is the plan. Got to do it while I'm young, 64 is, you don't want to do it when you're 74.
Mm-hmm.
So, key. Yeah.
Call me out there, Dad. Hey, Swab, just go up this ladder and,
right.
I'm just going to hand this to you.
It's interesting. We are putting up blue roofs. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We are.
Seems to be a good idea as of recent,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of a bluish, grayish. Yeah. You don't want to go red.
I don't want to be on radar.
Yeah, you don't want to be red roof. No, don't go there. We're not going there. I don't know what you speak of. Yeah, so let me tell you a really slick little thing that I ran into just the other day.
All right.
A friend of mine calls me up and says, "Hey, what are you working on these days? What are you up to?" It is. It's actually my boss. I go, "Well, I don't know. What do you mean? What do you want to know?" He goes, "Well, weren't you thinking about starting a company or business or something like that a while back?" And I go, "Yeah, it was a few years ago. Brent and I started the YouTube channel and this and that." He goes, "Oh, yeah. That's what it was." Like I've told him this 15 times, just in one ear and out the other. People are.
He's never watched?
No, I don't think he's ever seen the show. No. Family and friends are the last people to watch anything you record.
The last. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank God, because I don't really need their input, to be honest. But yeah, and I probably wouldn't like it anyway, so whatever.
I have to force myself to watch my old man just yammer on and on,
Right. Yeah. You notice I don't watch them anymore.
Yeah.
But the first 100 videos you make, you'll actually watch yourself. After that, you're
Oh,
like, yeah.
mm-hmm. Never
But
again.
so I said, well, why? Why are you asking? And he's like, cause I got this great business idea. He proceeds to basically tell me everything that you and I have just done with our crypto channel, right? Hey, I really see the crypto of the future, and I think about crypto, and I'm thinking about maybe a trading company. I'm looking really into learning how to trade, and I'm like, you're a freaking billionaire, dude. You don't need to trade. What do you mean?
Yeah, what?
all you need to do is invest and sit back and count your chips. What do you mean trade? He wants to learn how to trade. And I'm just like, sounds like he's been on the internet a little bit too much.
Sounds like a lot of work, man.
Trading is brutal. It will rip your soul out of your skull, and then it will place it in front of you and then laugh at you every time you make a bad trade. So no, I don't recommend you do that, brother. Well, I don't know. I'm going to try it anyway. Why? How would you know? I'm like, well, I did that. I locked myself in a closet and a computer screen for a decade. And yeah, you come out the other end. Yeah.
Yeah, now look what I'm doing. I'm not doing that,
I'm not doing that. Yeah.
No.
I mean,
we got a crypto trading bot for that. That's that answer. Here, call these people. Boom.
I just thought it was so ironic that a man that's made like his family has made hundreds of billions, okay, over their lifetime in real estate, and he wants to get into crypto trading. I'm like, okay, all right, crypto's growing. I just thought it was so ironic. Yeah.
Oh, it's still good. Last time the three of us were together, we're kind of, we're talking about crypto a little bit. Oh, no, I had some of that, sold it. And then went out and got me some Rivian. Got me some Rivian stocks.
He bought Rivian stock?
Uh-huh. And I was like, okay, bro. Okay, bro. You are a car guy. I get it. But in my brain, I'm like, Rivian?
Yeah.
Owning the future of all transactions.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Everything is a transaction. Everything.
Yeah.
If I go to Las Vegas, I'm paying the gas stations to go there. Find a random baseball card in the bushes. Okay. Like, she had to make that card, right? Somebody made those cards for her. And then I got to pay the cell service so that I can call the phone number so that I could, arrange a date. I've never done that, but it's everything is a transaction.
Everything.
Yeah.
And they're going to tokenize how many things, son?
Everything.
So let's see, from token to token is a transaction.
Yes.
It might be the future. I don't know. Speculating
I think that's
here.
why we're so bullish on everybody having top 10, man. It's like all roads are going to lead to that. All roads are going to lead to those transacting on those blockchains, and it's going to be huge.
Speaking of Rivian, so I don't know when it was. I want to say it was 2-3 weeks ago or something like that, whatever it was. We and I were reading the chat somewhere, and somebody asked, I know you're not into stocks, Alan, but if you were going to pick a stock, what would it be? And do you remember my answer, Brett?
If I could pick a stock.
Yeah. What stock, what company would I buy?
Ripple?
No, that's a good one. I
don't remember your answer.
You can't buy that one yet, but that one. I mean, you can buy, you can if you're an accredited investor.
Yes.
Don't get me into that, by the way, because that's just the biggest scam that ever was. But I'll get started.
We can Ponzi, but you can't.
Right. The answer was Tesla.
Yeah.
And I was on a phone call with a guy the other day, and he's like, man, I just want to thank you for that stock tip. And I was like, oh, what did I say? And he goes, you did a live stream with your son, and you guys were talking about Tesla is the only stock that you would buy. And I guess it's up like 40% this week or something. It just kind of went ballistic out of nowhere. But I was looking at a chart, and it just went flat for so long. And I know he's making money, and nobody's making money. So I was like, that's a great buy. That's a really, really good buy, was Tesla. And now it's up 40% this week, I guess.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago that buy. In 2 weeks, the man's gone on like every major, internet talk show. He's landed a rocket on a launch pad, shown everybody a new vehicle, and released photos of a robot. So it's good to buy Tesla right before that.
But I know a lot of people love their gas engines. So do I. I probably will, the rest of my life, probably at least have one vehicle that is. But the one thing that he explained so well just recently in a press conference was, okay, well, batteries are getting cheaper and cheaper. Like they're down 50% from last year. Okay. Well, 90% of a electric vehicle is battery. So that means that electric vehicles are going to continually get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Where gas engines in cars are getting more and more and more expensive because the engines are getting more and more complicated. So the graph that he showed was one's going like this and one's going like that in price. And Tesla is getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And then he came out and said, and now I'm profitable in every model I make, including the Cybertruck. Wow. So that's at today's prices, right? He said, I haven't even, Q1 is when you guys are going to start to reap the benefits of the fact that the batteries got a whole lot cheaper just recently. Because I'm still using the old batteries. Like the new ones are going to get cheaper. And so if you put that math together, whether you like electric cars or vehicles or not, doesn't really even matter at this point. But the range is getting longer. The charges are getting faster. He added 5,000 chargers just in North America. And he's adding 5,000 chargers every year, basically. When you look at that math, and then you look at the problems that the major car manufacturers are having with warranties, with recalls, with safety issues, with engine trouble, with all the above. It's an electric motor, guys. You have one of those in your blender. And your blender never goes bad. There's a reason why you don't have gas-powered engines inside your house blending your martinis. I guess you don't technically blend a martini. Shaken, I believe, not stirred. But your toaster, whatever, anything that's got a motor in it, you don't have a motor in a toaster either, but you're not going to have a gas-powered thing inside your house. So to think that, oh no, I'm always going to have gas engines forever, I think I don't know. That math doesn't work out really. And I'm not just trying to be green here at all, because I'm not really a green freak at all. In fact, I love my hot rods and I love fast. I like the sound of a V8. In fact, I'm about to buy a V8.
Yeah.
Put it that way. So I'm not anti.
No.
Yeah, anyway, thank me for the stock tip. I went, oh, wow. Do I get a commission? How does that work? Well, what's in it? What's in it? For me.
How about a little something extra, for the effort?
Yeah.
Man, welcome in, everybody. We got JB, we got Simon, we got Solar Sam. Good to see you, Joanna. Solar Sam had a question for us, Dad. Along the lines of how long does it take to get the trust up and running?
Okay, let me go through this real quick and see if I can do this since I've done a million of these already. About 10 days. That's my answer. Remember though, okay, those of us who have crypto, you can exchange your XRP for the trust. Okay. So you hit a number, whatever your number, well, let's call it $1. Okay. XRP hits $1. You call Alan on the phone and you say, Alan, let's get this ball rolling. I want to lock in a trust right now. Okay, no problem. Send your XRP to this wallet. Boom. Now it's paid for. So if you see a big spike and you want to cash out and, oh, I want to do something, but you don't want a taxable event, you get a hold of me. Yeah. So that solidifies you've paid for it, basically. I think you even only just have to put half down or whatever it is. So now you put that in. Then step number 2 is you book a call with myself in April. We do a 1-hour whiteboard presentation to where you get a copy of it. You've seen one of these, right, Brett? Have you seen one? Yeah. So it's just the 3 of us talking about your life. Okay, Sam, it's your house, it's your account, it's my crypto, it's my kids. What do I want to do where? What part goes where? What can go into where? What's tax-free? What's tax deductible? What is tax exempt? All of that goes into your whiteboard presentation. Then your whiteboard presentation gets sent to you. It's recorded. You get to go over it with your loved ones, with your family members, with your accountant, whatever you would like to take, to show it to. And then you come up with, okay, that's a solid plan. I love it. I've already funded it. I already know what I want to do. You don't have to pay for it in the front, right? Up front. So then you're like, cool, got it. Watch the video 3 times. My wife gets it. I get it. Now I book another one with Alan in April. Can be the next day if you'd like, or whenever we have time. And then we talk about, okay, Sammy, here's what it costs. Here's what you're out of pocket. This is what it's going to cost you. This is how it's structured. This is your next step. These are where it works. This is what you're going to own. That's how it's going to work for you. That's what the lawyers are going to cost you. This is what the accountant's going to cost you. Here's your dollar figure. Then you say, perfect. I like it. I got the money. I got the crypto went up for me. I'm good. I'm flush. I want to not pay capital gains on all the millions that I'm about to cash out over the next few years. I need a trust to shelter my tax exposure and my exposure to the system, if you will, being sued or whatever it might be. That third meeting, I highly recommend this. Everybody get on a plane and go to Dallas, to the corporate office of Nexus, because then you get to look the staff in the eye, get to shake their hand, and you get to do 2 to 4 hours, depending on how complex your trust is. You get to look at these people and you know who they are, where their office is, and you feel better because your entire life is going to run through this trust now. So now you know who's in charge of it. You're in charge of it all. They don't have any access to your trust. You just know who set it up and who to call and where to go and make sure that, hey, does this company even exist, right? If you don't want to do that, if you want to stay at home and do it on a Zoom call, you can complete the whole 2 to 4 hour process. Depending on how quickly you send in your notarized documents, it could take anywhere between as little as 5 days, as short as 48 hours if you actually fly there and everything. So I think it's 48 hours. And then you're set. That's the whole process. The reason why I want you to do step 1 is talk to me with April. And step 2, talk to me with April. There's 2 reasons. Number 1, you can go directly to Nexus. I don't recommend that because they're going to say, well, where do you live? Oh, I'm just going to send you to an accountant that works for us in that neighborhood. You're not going to know the person. You know who I am and who April is and who Brent is and who Simon is and who, the people that work with us, right? You now you're part of the crew, you're part of a family, you're part of a community, and that community, we're all going to be together. That's why we're in this chat. So that community has power in numbers. That power in numbers means if they want to mess with Solar Sam, or they drop the ball somehow and somewhere or another, and it's all of a sudden they don't want to pick up the direct phone call from Solar Sam. Solar Sam calls Alan and says, hey, wait a minute. Don't you know the CEO of the company? Let's get him on the phone. We get a three-way call between Sam, Alan, and Scott. And we say, hey, brother, you are failing our people. We're not having that. We're not playing that game. And that's my word to you of where we're at. Because I think this trust is that important to anybody who thinks they're going to have a windfall financially going forward in your life. It's that important for your children. If you don't have children, for your brother's children or whatever. But it's that important. So I'm taking this thing very seriously. And I can't wait till 40, 50, 100 of us have gone through the process to where we could share our experiences with everybody else. And we can talk about the benefits. And then we can really feel comfortable at night and doing well because we're not part of the system anymore. Yeah, that's where we're headed, guys.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully that was explained. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell I've said that a couple of times in the last week? Yeah,
that was good. And all the questions that you all are coming in with, it's going to be, that's going to become my job too. It's literally, how do we understand all of this? Like, yeah, it's literally going to become my job is to figure out how we can manage that enough and have enough information that we come to all of you. And it's like, we want you to be able to come on board when the time is right for you. And the time is going to be different for everyone. And a lot of people got a lot of different stuff going on. Atlantic's asking about, is that Atlantic? About a retirement fund. Alan, can the $20,000 to start the trust be transferred from RRSP or locked in retirement fund without penalty? Or is that a question for April? Do you know the answer to that first, Dad?
No is the initial answer. You cannot. Well, first of all, I don't know Canadian law that well, but for number one, I'm not sure she does either. But we are currently working on a Canadian or a workaround for anybody who lives outside of the U.S. We are working on a workaround. She and I hope to go over that this coming Thursday night. I've been talking with her about it. So we're going to go over that with a few minutes of the hour that she's going to be on the show. So stay tuned for that. Your retirement in Canada, I don't know enough about that. I'm sorry. I just don't. I know Liz was Canadian. I used to know a little bit more about it when I lived in Canada because I used to hear people talk about it all the time, but I don't know. But I will say, typically your retirement pensions in the U.S. in particular do not go in the trust. No. The trust is going to be more like your house, your crypto, your profits from your crypto, your business. Okay. In the US, we call those W-2 incomes or IRAs or 401ks are not going to be in the trust in that sense. And there's a good reason why you don't want them in there as well, because you're going to want also money on the side. In other words, like a pension that is not just trust money. Okay. You're going to want other avenues, streams of money because a couple of different reasons. Number one, it kind of keeps the man off your back because you're still giving them their little pittance, number one. But number two, it affords you the money to live on of all the things that the trust can't pay for: food, fun, fashion. Okay.
Mhm.
So hopefully I explained that. But I know Northern Living had a question too. I think I answered that with most likely have to create a business in the United States. Yes, Northern Living, that's pretty much what you're going to have to do there. Yeah. But here's a beautiful thing, right? So let's backtrack just a little bit. You probably bought your crypto in an American company. I'm guessing. I know there are exchanges in Canada, but I'm thinking if you bought it at Coinbase or Kraken, that's a U.S. company. So your coins were purchased there. I don't know whether it's in dollar denomination or CAD. I don't know the answer to that. That's kind of an individual thing. But as soon as you put it into United States dollars, your crypto, then it can be in your trust. So correct, if you start a Joe's crypto company, or More Than Living in this case, crypto company, that can be a business. Right. And that business can be inside your trust. And it can generate either more coins or revenue, and that will fortify your trust. So there's a million workarounds, and I don't know them all. I'm still learning a lot, guys. I have so much to learn. That's why we bring April on, because she's got a handle. Yeah. And number two, a lot of the lawyer questions, like deep stuff, that's going to happen at Nexus. That's not going to happen with anybody who's onboarding you to the knowledge that you need to know. The reason why Nexus does it this way is because they don't want you going there and having to pay $400 an hour for an attorney. They would rather you met with Alan in April and got all the simple questions out of the way. It's just that way you're not kind of clogging up the system. It's like, hey, you need to know what you're buying here. And if you can find somebody who will explain it to you well, then you're ready to buy it. Then you go in with a clear conscience and sound knowledge of what you're getting.
And us getting up to speed is about having the community behind you to back that from step one.
Yes. That's right. That is correct. Yeah, because you're not just a number anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're part of this community, and there's already people that are already gone through the process, so they're already coming out the other side. So we're going to have a team of people that are being like, we've done this all together. Now we're in this group in which we're all part of this group that have done it. Yep. And it's going to become so much easier, guys, because soon we're going to have a Canadian that's been through the process and pulled it off. Then somebody from the UK. Essentially, if it's a Commonwealth nation, we can pull it off, it sounds like, to some degree. Yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. There's a million different trusts out there, guys. A million. This one has. When I sit down with you with a whiteboard, you'll figure out why you want this one. It'll be very clear to you. You'll be like, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, it just reads. I got literally my notes from our interview with April here. It's maximum control with maximum protection and maximum savings. It's like how do you put those things together? How do you put that together? That's what these people are really trying to do.
Yeah,
which is great. And it's funny. It's a big question. It's like you do have to land on one, right? Like Alan and I were always going to have to work with somebody, to try to go down this road for all of us. It's the whole point of the crew, so that we we lock in something that is just bulletproof for all of us, and something that we know about that we can potentially help you with. But yeah, there's a million of them out there. Um, it's gonna be cool.
Yes, your trust can pay you a yearly salary. Hilltop Dale, your annual fees are going to be current market price is somewhere around $1,000 to $1,500 a year, because you need a specialized accountant, at least until you can train your own accountant to understand what it is that you're filing with the IRS annually. That's not expensive for an accountant, by the way. Create a tax exempt qualified trust. Yeah, that's exactly what you can do. You would do. What else have we got in here? IBC would work directly inside of a trust. You would want to set up, you can set them up in either direction. You could start the trust first, or you could do the IBC first, but the IBC would go directly into the trust. Therefore, virtually anything that you purchased with that IBC out of the trust is a tax-free transaction. But your trust is going to make it that way as well. The trust is more tax exempt, but the IBC is, if you want to buy a new car, you're gonna pull it out of your IBC to pay for the down payment of the car, and then you're gonna pay it back. It's one's a bank inside of a trust is what the way I like to look at IBC and a trust. We had a cool question up here about about a trust.
I got one. Well, there's the yachts one. We're gonna get to my dad's Sorkin notes here too. We got a fun one to cook up here.
There was an R3 question.
Oh, sweet. Donde?
Hey crew. There you go. Hey crew, do you think that R3 will be bought up by Ripple? What's your thoughts? Originally, when I first heard the news, I was like, man, snatch that up immediately. But then I don't think they need R3 anymore. Remember, I don't know the last time you heard R3's, the last 2 or 3 interviews I heard with them, it sort of sounded to me like they were like floundering as a company. They just sounded like they were in everything, but yet they didn't have anything solid. They were like this communication with everybody. Man, we want to be cool with everybody, but they weren't producing anything. And I thought, wow, don't we already have about 2 million of those crypto companies out there? Aren't there a lot of, well, we made a white paper and we're in all the meetings. It's like, well, what have you done? What have you created? What properties, of value to the blockchain do you bring? That where's their hard asset that we can't, the blockchain can't live without? Ripple's, RPL can't live without. Do we need that tool? I'd say no. So I don't think it will. But I'm like wrong a lot. So I wouldn't let a lot.
Alan, with working on yachts, do you have any high net worth clients that ever talk to you about XRP? Do any of them know your knowledge on XRP? No, they just buy Rivian stock, and no. There's some people in the family. Dad doesn't run a charter yacht. He owns like a privately owned yacht for family, and that family's hip to it for sure. But do they need the money like you and I do? No. They do not. So they still got time.
But many of their friends and family, yes, they
Yes.
are in crypto.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I tell this story a lot, but I met this is perfect right up the alley. The first year I was in crypto, so 2017, we were out on the bay, and the man I work for now's father was a good friend with a naval admiral, and the naval admiral was on the boat. And I was talking to a couple about crypto because they found out that I knew something about it. This is back in 17, and like nobody knew much about anything.
Mhm.
And I didn't know a lot either. I was still trying to learn. So I was talking about Bitcoin and a couple of different coins and this and that. And this admiral pulled me aside and actually told me, he said, son, there's 5 coins. You need all 5. And I was like, huh, okay, wow, I better write this down.
Mhm.
How does this guy know anything about crypto? And I asked him, I said, well, do you own any crypto? He's like, no. I said, well, he goes, well, I'm pretty old. He was a retired naval admiral. And I said, okay, well, what do you got? And he told me Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash. Those are the 5 coins he told me.
Mhm.
Well, Bitcoin Cash hadn't even been invented yet. Take that for what it's worth. And I've heard that same list, those 5 coins, put to me in different times from different people, like 3 or 4 other times. One, Jesse, who owns Kraken, says the same 5 coins. Now, the one thing that I want everybody in XRP to understand is what is in particular about those 5 coins. Well, 4 of those are proof of work coins. Only one of those is not. And by the way, XRP is not a proof of stake coin either, as we know, right? That's why when people ask me, why do you like proof of work so much? Well, that's kind of why. But the other thing that is very significant about that list of 5 coins is one thing also. Which of those coins is yet to explode? The one we all own. All
Mhm.
the other ones have gone from basically pennies to hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Ours hasn't yet. This is why I'm into XRP, because it has not hit. Even Litecoin has hit $400 or $500, and Bitcoin Cash was $4,000, and
Mhm.
Ethereum is $4,000. The only one in that group of 5 that hasn't gone to thousands is good old XRP. So there you go.
And we have the advantage now, years down the road of viability. What do we think people are going to use? Um, and XRP really, I think we're really
It's
going to
huge.
use it. I think we're really going to use it, everybody.
Yeah, you
It'll
might
be
need
used.
some.
Yeah, I might need some of that.
Might want to keep
Um,
that.
I want to hang on to that one. Brent, in the previous bull run, did you have stressful snags? Yes, with delays in the exchanges or any challenges with your banks when taking profits. Absolutely. I've done a lot of buying and selling and trading and exchanging and converting and staking, and I was really big on sciencing it, and I haven't had a ton of money in the last 5 years or so, and so I've really had to get smarter in DCA. That's who I am now. But back then during the bull, um, you know how it is. You hit the top, you're excited, you want to make you want to sell. I had a really good day. I had like a $700-800 day. And at the time, it was just like, man, this could help me out for a couple months. Like if I sell this, and I did, and I ran into a snag with Coinbase. Coinbase is the one that I typically. It's like when everybody's running to sell, there's always an issue. there's the network's down, or you can't get into it, or something has happened. Um, that is that is number one for me. I feel like I've had the most issues with that, and then understanding all the different exchanges that I've used, and sent crypto to, from Binance and all the others. I've used probably 6 or 7 exchanges. Um, there's been issues and scary times, and
Yeah.
it's stressful when you're putting in your key, to transfer it. Um, and yeah, it's happened, and a lot been in some rug pulls, been in some all of it already. So yeah,
Yeah.
slave. Yeah, yep, pretty much. So um, and we what I love is that my dad didn't sell. He just kind of is like, this. No, this is the big long investment,
Yeah.
and I feel about it now, but it's tough because we're coming into another run here. We're seeing how the money's
Mhm.
shifting. We're seeing all these gigantic investors buying it all up, and we're still seeing it get shorted. And so it's only a matter of time before it pops. And then what exchange do you use? What wallet do you use? Have you used it recently? Do you have a plan B? Do you have your backdoor plan set up? A lot of people are coming to us talking about Caleb and Brown. We had a really good question, Dad, about um, can I lateral my Caleb and Brown into my trust?
Oh, of
Um,
course.
yeah, that's all the stuff that we all need to be working on in the next 6 months. Like, it's not just Alan and Brent. Like, we want you guys studying all this too, or find your different things that you want to invest in or secure your assets in. But start studying
Yeah.
it now, because bull run comes and you could make one bad decision, and
Yeah.
you're back to starting over like I did, basically, and you're looking 4 years out now. That's not that is not a
Yeah.
good option for us, everybody.
I
I know the crew is smarter than that, and I know we've all had to go through those tough times to kind of
Mhm.
get smarter. Well, we have each other now. We've all goofed it up enough. Let's
Yeah.
be profitable and successful now.
And
This is
to be honest, I'm going to be. I was thinking about this the other day. Well, somebody brought it up to me. I thought it was a brilliant idea. And essentially, when the bull run starts ripping, I'll probably have more like a daily show. I'll probably be a lot. They'll be shorter, and I'll have ideas or plans or thoughts about what does $2 mean to you in crypto or in XRP. Oh, it's at 350 now. Well, that's its all-time high before. What's that mean to you? What's $5 mean to you? What is $10? All of those are significant times for everybody to make their own decisions, because it's not 50 cents. 50 cents is the easy part. The hard part is when all of a sudden, like, I don't know how many people saw my Thursday night show, but when the hard part's when your account's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And then, your job sucks. And the hard part is like, well, is this enough to like change my life? Or am I going to quit my job and be broke in 2 years? Like,
Mhm.
those are hard decisions that I can't make for you, but I can help you go through the mental gymnastics that I've been through numerous times in my life, and how they panned out and how they worked out and how they failed most of the time. And just somebody to listen to, somebody's been there a couple times. There's so
Mhm.
many of these YouTube channels that are just about Lambos, and a lot of these people don't They don't know what wealth means. They haven't heard billionaires explain wealth to them. They have no idea. Their dad was poor. What do they know about wealth? How would they know? And my son will tell you, I've talked about generational wealth my whole life because of these kind of people. I understand it. I get it. It's important because everyone says, oh, I want to change the world. I want to make a better world. We all want to do that. But to be honest, just looking at the world today, it's going to take a generation or 3, right? Well, if your kids don't have the funds or the financial wherewithal to make a decision or to make a better world, they're just in the rat cage with the rest of the rats. So if your family values are so good that you want the world to maybe use them in the future instead of the way the elites have used theirs in the past and now are present, and raise their kids the way they did, you can raise a better world. And they'll have the money and the avenues and the knowledge and how to do that. Yeah. So that's what we're doing here.
We've been reading comments and getting to know all of you for 3 years. Like we like, trust me, Alan and I, we look at all of you, we look at the names in here, and I see a bunch of philanthropists. I see people like we're hopefully going to have Legend on here. He has one of the best, like, most beautiful ideas of how to kind of share and what he wants to do and the type of people that he wants to help do it. And I'm like, dude, I'll help you for free. I will help you for free when you start that. It's done. Like, if I got to fly to Florida, and so we all have got that spirit inside of us. There's something that we really want to do. There's a dream in there, of not just what we want for ourselves, but what we want to share with others. And I'm so happy we're in crypto because it's as it's adopted, it's going to give us this opportunity to do that. And like my dad said, I was the guy that quit my job and tried to cook up my fun little dream job and travel a bunch, and I was broke in a couple of years. That's what happened. And I don't want to. That is not a strategy, folks. It's a great time. It is a great couple of years. But then you're kind of left clamoring on to the memories and how great that was, instead of living it into your future, and being that and continuing to be that person. It just gets hard again. And so make the strategy where you sacrifice now, you do the homework now, you have a plan now, you stick to your plan later. Mm-hmm. And that is just tried and true. I mean, all the wealthy people I've worked for, that's the story. They keep sacrificing. They keep looking for advantages. They don't see problems. They see solutions.
Yeah.
Just keep working it.
If you don't have a plan for success, you will not be successful. There will be 5 reasons, okay, for you to spend the money that's currently in your grasp. And if it's not part of a long-term plan, you will officially piss it away, is what it's called. And you won't know where the money went. You just won't, because you didn't have a plan, right? And the plan is what you need. I want to say something about yesterday's video. I shot it and I meant it, every word of it. And it's only because I've spoken to so many people. Brent can tell you, I talk to 6 or 8 people a day, okay? And I'm not talking 5-minute phone calls. These are hours long, okay, of everybody in this community. And to a person, Legend isn't different. Every single person I've gotten on here has either told me they're going to help disadvantaged people. I know one guy who's already built 3 farms. I know Farmer John is funding farms all over Middle America. I know people who are working with disadvantaged people. Okay. Melody, right? She wants to create a community of mentally challenged people who can run their own community. Every single person I talk to has a goal and a dream like that. You guys are all in this boat, and you're attracted to this channel for these same reasons. This is how I know we're going to be successful. You can't have this much good energy and light shining in an area and it not succeed. This is how I know. And this is why I'm going down the road of a trust, because if you want to build something like that, you need a trust. You need the monkey of the man off your back so that you can work with all of your funds are at your disposal. And it's bad enough every county and city and state has their regulations up your tail. It's just, that's one of my favorite things about Elon Musk. He's like, we have got to eliminate these regulations. It's choking off innovation. And we all know that just from being in crypto. It's like they're just choking technology and the future of mankind and the success by. I was laughing. We were talking about Caleb Brown, right? Thankfully, Australia in 2019 came up with a set group of regulations as to what you can and can't do with crypto in Australia. How civilized. Like you've got, how revolutionary. That was in 2019. And we're still dangling around with our country going, what are the rules? What's the plan?
What are the rules?
They don't have one. They're so inundated with red tape and ignorance and squabbling that they cannot help technology and innovation grow. That's how lost they are over there in DC. And it's terrible. Like other countries are going to blow right by us. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe it's a good thing.
They already have in pretty much every category. So
yeah.
Yeah.
The one I want to bring up on this show, because I'm gonna, one of these guys, because I got to do that, every 5 minutes, or otherwise I just completely lose all my self-confidence. I can't hardly get out of bed in the morning if I don't like myself hourly. So we did a show. Remember this show, Brent? I know you do, because I brought it up in a video just the other day. I think it was the first, second, or third video you and I did down in the room down there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about how China would learn of the mistake that they were currently making when we made the video 3 years ago of outlawing mining in China. Remember, we did a video on that.
Yep.
That was like the second or third video we ever did.
Yeah. It was like a two-headed monster of getting rid of mining, and then also like what was going on with their bubble. It was just like, whoa, man. Like that's gonna hurt the people. That's gonna hurt the country. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And so what did they do this past week? Never
Green
mind.
Light. Never mind. Yeah.
What rule?
You better not do that. We won't make it. We won't make it.
Please hurry up. What's taking you so long? We need to catch up. Unbelievable, man.
What's the big monster on our back, everybody? It's, what we were just talking about for the last 30 minutes. The big monster is capital gains tax. And, that's got to be cooked into our plan here. And that's why I'm so excited. We're really chasing the trust knowledge and trying to find the right people and build the family there. And then, to have who knows what's going to happen with tech. and with our jobs and, you know, the future of everything. And that's why I'm excited to have the IBC going. That's going to be retirement plan for me. That's how I'm going to use it. You know, I want to use it as the bank and when I need to borrow from it, but I want that. I want that compounding interest. I that's the thing that you talk to any person who knows anything about economics and money, and it's like, dude, how do we get to compounding? How do we get there? Do we buy crypto? Do we do IBC? What do I do, man? What do I do to get there? That's the smartest thing that you know. How do you get to that 65% that my dad's talking about? And then when you're there, then you can help others around you. You know, then it makes sense to do that.
Yes.
So I'm really bullish on our group. This is I think we're going to be the kinds of people we all make a difference. You know, and all the all the political crap and everything that's going on right now. It's like I just want to make a difference. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
What's John got?
John, yeah. Okay. This is the beautiful part about Nexus. One of the beautiful parts. No, you don't sell your crypto to pay for the trust. You trade your crypto straight across to their wallet. Therefore, it's a non-taxable event. Okay. That's the beautiful part about Nexus. They accept crypto in payment. So no, do not sell your coins for cash. Also, do not sell your coins for charity. That is also a taxable event. Okay. Once you sell your coins into cash, that you have to pay capital gains on that. Okay. So the very first move you want to do is pay for the trust with coins. Now you have the trust, and every coin you sell after that, you will not pay capital gains tax on. That's the whole strategy here. Yeah. Nice. And happiest little place in the galaxy. I don't know who.
Nice name.
Yeah, right. I recommend
web logo too.
Right?
Yes.
Recommend anyone thinking of this trust a web search Richard Moore. I don't know who Richard Moore is. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. But yeah, you could check him out too. I don't know why you wouldn't go with us, but yeah, you could check him out. What's so special about him? I'm trying to figure out.
Tell us about Raja.
Yeah, right. Because actually, I know the CEO, and I know his right-hand person is working with us directly. So I don't know what he would give you that we couldn't, but that's okay. You don't have to get it with us. You don't save any money, by the way, if you go directly to Nexus. It's the same price. Doesn't matter who you get it from, same price. I don't get a discount on a trust. Tried already. I worked on that. And it was like, no, I'd have to do it for everybody. No, we don't do that. We don't do that around here. Yeah.
Look who we got in here, Dad.
Who?
We've got the legend on standby here.
Oh no. Is he sober?
We got something. Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully he's been at the Dolphins.
Not.
Watching the Dolphins.
Nice.
Looks like okay.
He pulled something back.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get the man in. Let's talk to him about what he's got going on, and then let's get into Alan Sorkin notes if we got time here.
Well, let's see what Sean's got it.
Hey, Sean, listen. See, I got this problem, right? This thing's getting warm on me.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Oh, we can hear you just fine, brother.
Yeah, we can hear you. What do you got? We got like a radio or something in the background, though.
All right. Now I can't hear you guys. Hold on one moment. Give me 1 second. Let me shut that door.
Yeah. All right. He's probably listening to the ball game. Oh, there he is.
Yo.
Oh, there you go.
Hold on. No.
Dude, that's such a world-class mullet.
All right.
Yeah.
1 second.
My favorite to this day.
Hold on.
So what do we got down here? We got another question. I was thinking it would be good to have Jason Lowe on as a future guest discussing IBC. Yes, we will have Jason on. The only problem is we don't do a Tuesday night IBC show any longer because, well, this Tuesday will be our last one for a while. We will get another one up, but right now it's Simon's taking another part-time job, so it's going to be a while before he gets back with us. So what other questions have we got here before the legend piles in? He dropped on us.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. This is a good question. Can we open our own trust? PWAC. Gotta love that name. Yeah. As a matter of fact, you can open your own trust. It takes a lot of research, and you can do it on your own. As a U.S. citizen, you're entitled to do that. The only reason why I would say that you wouldn't want to do that is because Farmer John, one of the people in here, is one of the most experienced people I know in trusts. And he's been studying them for decades and helped people write their own trusts. As soon as he found out what I was doing, he called me up and said, Alan, I want a trust. I said, whoa, what do you mean? What's going on? He goes, look, it's great that you write it, but I'm not a lawyer. And it's great that I can do it all and I can find it all on the internet and I can create my own. But when the IRS is in my face or the system's in my face, I don't have a lawyer to back me up who wrote it. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. And you want to really, there's what's called a simple trust and a complex trust. And you want a complex trust because the simple trust is like a 1040 form on an IRS. You admit to every guilty thing on that piece of paper that you sign. You don't want a simple trust. And those are 99% of all the lawyers who sell trusts sell you a simple trust, not a complex trust. That's the biggest reason. One of them. What do we got, Legend?
The legend has returned victorious to the crew.
Yo.
But you have to sing.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I got it all screwed up. I had the StreamYard opened, and then I had the YouTube open, and I was trying to figure out how to get the audio with the StreamYard link, but I don't know what the hell I did, but I did it. So are we good on your guys' end?
Yeah.
Great.
You're cooking with grease, baby.
It's weird. I can't see. Go ahead for 1 second. I'm just going to open up the YouTube thing so I can see the chat going on. So just give me two seconds, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I'm just trying to get my bearings about me. I'm a little frazzled from that game. I'm not going to lie.
Is it bloodbath or what?
He's a Dolphins fan, obviously.
No, it was another it was another ulcer-inducing loss. Just watch the cursing. So we're just going to move on past the game, actually. How about that?
Yeah, let's get past that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You're freezing a little on us, Sean, but you're good, man.
Go Lions.
Okay, we got some Alan Sorkin notes here, but show us what you got, dude. Show us the goods. Okay. And
Hey, so
Uh-oh.
my camera's lagging on my end, but if the
yeah,
audio's straight with you guys, then I'll just kind of try to ignore that because it's weird.
Yeah. Same.
it's same.
We got your audio though.
Hello.
Uh,
All right, screw it. So yeah, my camera's my camera's jacked. It's lagging. It is what it is. Is it lagging on your guys' end? If not, then I don't care.
You're good. Keep going.
you're good, bro. Roll with it.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right, screw it. Good to go. Good to go. As long as it's not messed up on the other end. So what's up, fellas? Yeah, that sucked. That was heartbreaking down to the very end.
I thought we were
Cardinals
past
kick a
that.
field goal to win the game. Two is big.
Oh no.
Yeah, I thought I
Yeah.
was too. All right, we're past it. Moving on.
Yeah,
What are we
right.
talking about? Let's talk.
Show us the goods. Okay,
This
first.
is why I
show us
don't
the
watch
goods.
football.
In case our whole feed just goes haywire. We want to see.
Yeah.
We want to see it. We want to see it.
Yeah.
Sickens me.
Yeah. Sad day.
That's all I got, Alan. That's all I got, man. Anyway,
That's all right. Go with it. What do you got? What's going on? Hey, let me ask you this question. All right. We had a great question earlier.
well,
okay.
yeah, throw something at me, man, because
All right. What do you think about R3? Do you think Ripple will buy them?
I think it's interesting. I know that originally back in the day, Ripple and R3 had that partnership, and I know SBI Holdings and Yoshitao Katao and SBI are shareholders in both Ripple and R3. Like SBI, I believe, is the largest outside shareholder with like 8%.
Okay.
So I'm assuming if there is any sort of acquisition, SBI's talking with Ripple. Like I would imagine that'd be a conversation, but I don't know. I don't really know. I know that the original fallout between those two was basically R3 was supposed to introduce Ripple to their banking connections, all their banks they were connected with. That was like part of the deal. And they, from what Ripple said, didn't come through on their end, like their end of the bargain. So Ripple pulled out of the deal and went to a lawsuit. And I do believe, I think it's been proven too, that R3 still walked away with, I believe, like 5 billion XRP.
Yeah, they did.
Pre-allocated to them.
Yep.
So that's an interesting backstory. As far as an acquisition goes, I don't know, man. I have no idea. I know Brad Garlinghouse said that they are in the like whether they're going to be bought or be the buyee. That Ripple's going to be the buyee when it comes to anything moving forward. I don't know. At the very least, if they bought them back, they'd get all 5 billion of their XRP back. If you just look at it like that, and if you look at what 5 billion XRP is going to be worth when XRP does its thing, then they'll probably make tenfold back what they put in just to acquire this XRP through getting through getting R3, the company, and actually getting all the banking connections they were promised originally, but now they own it. So I don't know. I can see it being kind of a smart play, but I don't know enough on the technical back end, whatever, of if that's going to be a thing or not. But I mean, yeah, you could get 5 billion XRP for whatever you pay for R3. You get that back. That's going to be worth more than what you paid inevitably. So it's banking on your investment there. And yeah, and then you get all the connections that you were basically not let to originally, unless Ripple already has those connections. But either way, you get all the connections and you get the XRP back. So I could see it being very valuable for whatever they're going to have to pay, in a nutshell.
Yeah, if they haven't sold the XRP, yeah, if it's still on the books, and B, if that were still on the books, I don't know that they would have gone bankrupt. So, yeah,
it depends on if they put them on their balance sheet or not, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, I don't know if R3 ever put the XRP on their balance. Because the whole the whole R3 pre-allocation thing was like this big argument in the, XRP community space amongst YouTubers as to whether there was pre-allocated contracts. But there was, and it was proven through the
Yeah,
court documents
I
with
remember that.
R3 and
Yeah.
Ripple. So yeah, I mean, they had them. Whether they put them on their balance sheet, I don't know. If they did, they would have been a lot more valuable. I know that Ripple holds all that XRP they have on in escrow, and they don't keep it on their they keep it at 0 on their balance sheet.
Right.
So
Well,
if Ripple keeps it at 0
was,
on their balance sheet, I don't know what R3 would have done or how. I don't know. I have no idea, man.
My point was I don't see any well, I don't know their entire company white paper and the rest of it with R3. I know a little bit about them, but I don't know what intellectual properties they actually own that nobody else has that couldn't be acquired somewhere else, for number one. So I'm not sure that other than communication and connections, the Ripple even needs what that company's value is, was my kind of way of looking at it.
That's that. Yeah. No, and I think, yeah, I mean, there's a point to where when Ripple and them were working together, where was Ripple at then versus where's Ripple at now? And Ripple, I mean, may have superseded anything that company could have provided, anyways by now. So yeah, I think, there's a valid point there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
As far as the Corda platform, as far as the Corda platform, I don't know. I don't know enough on that, which is their platform, as to whether Ripple would need it or not, or if I think it's just open source. And if it's just an open source software, then there's no proprietary, nothing proprietary about it. Then I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. I just don't think they need it. Just move on, move down the road. That was kind of 4-year-old technology at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a couple. Yeah, so I don't know. I was just, really my take on. I was just gonna say my take on Ripple doing it. I was just trying to think if they were going to do it, why they would do it, and that's really the only reason I even came up with those answers.
Well, it's great points.
I have no clue, and I don't know if Ripple needs them. I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm with you there. I don't know at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
I got an interesting little thing. Your little conversation came up with somebody I was talking to just the other day about you and Brad Garlinghouse's little conversation about this fall. I would call October fall, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, I wish I could eliminate my face from the screen because it's throwing me off. It's weird. Yeah. So
no, we want to see it, dude.
Okay. No, because you guys are friggin' in full speed, real time, and look like I'm on Xanax or something. Everything's in slow mo on my computer. It's bizarre looking.
That's the only drug you're not on.
You are, right?
Yeah, that's just the sleep. So yeah, you guys want to the Vegas story basically is what you're asking. You want to talk about my conversation with Brad Garlinghouse in Vegas? Is that's what you're asking?
Sure.
So for anybody in the so for anyone listening or anyone that cares or whatever. Yeah, so long story short, in Vegas, Garlinghouse, showed up at some point. I was sitting there eating as many free sandwiches as I possibly could stomach because I knew it was going to be the one meal that day. So I just was gorging on everything Kimes paid for, and I thank him for it. But yeah, I looked up from my pile of food, and I'm like, that's there's Garlinghouse, right on. And
cool. He looks familiar.
I just walked over to him, and in my mind, I'm like, everybody's taking pictures. Everyone's everyone's taking pictures and everyone's doing that thing. And I was like, you know what? Like I've met the guy one other time. I met him first year in Vegas, and it was cool. I actually made him sign my dollar bill and all that, which was interesting. And he actually, when he signed it, he took time to look at the dollar bill as if he was wondering where he was going to sign it, and then leaned on my shoulder and put the X right over the treasury symbol, which to this day has always been really interesting to me. And I wondered if he was saying something, but moving to Vegas this past year. Yeah, I saw him there, and I just went, in my mind, I went, you know what? Enough's enough. Like, I'm just going to go straight shoot this guy, and just, not disrespectfully at all. He's a nice dude, but I was just going to go right to the point and ask him straight up about XRP and price. And so I went up to him. I said, "Hey, Brad." He goes, "Hey, man, I remember you from last year." I said, "Yep, you signed my dollar, blah, blah, blah." I said, "I got to ask you, man." I said, "When I started buying this token, I was living in the back of my car." I said, "This isn't and I told Brent I wouldn't curse today, so I'm trying. I said, this isn't a effing joke to me, man. So I just want to know, Brad, and I know you can't say anything at all about the price. I know you legally you can't make predict. I understand all that." I said, "But is there anything at all, Brad, like a wink or a nudge or a touch of the nose, anything? Can you just let me
Mhm.
know? Did I make the right choice?" And I know I made the right choice, but I wanted to put it on him and see how he responded. I said, "Did I make the right choice?" And he looked me in the eyes, and Brad Kimes was standing there because he took the photo of me and Garlinghouse after, so he was standing there listening to it. And Garlinghouse goes, "I'll tell you this, I'm incredibly optimistic about the end of this year." And I go, "Okay, that's great, Brad. But what I'm asking you is, did I make the right choice?" And he kind
Yeah.
of just laughed a little bit and then kind of looked at me and just said, "I'll tell you this much. I'm not selling right now." And I
Yeah.
went, "All right, man." And I shook his hand and I said, "You just told me everything you needed to tell me." And I walked off. And later on, it was funny. Like, I bumped into Kimes in the hallway, and he looks at me. He's just like, he like stops, looks at me, and just goes, "Hey, Sean, I'm not selling." And we were laughing about it. But yeah, that's a true story. Like, I just put it on him. No bullshit stuff, no
Yeah.
frills. And that's the answer he gave me. And it's beginning to look like things are, starting to fall into place with RLUSD. And, you've got what I think it was Pierce's just created the Snap Bridge to MetaMask, which is, the EVM, which is the biggest, I think,
Good.
wallet, 30 million users. And
Yeah.
it's starting to come together with the bridge and all that. I mean, I don't know how true the Tether highlight thing is that people were saying about it may or may not be under investigation, but that's interesting if so. Um, just because, I mean, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but I've thought for a long time that if that does go down, that's going to go down, or not go down, but there's going to be some sort of,
Yeah. That's all
I'm always
BS, by
okay.
the
I'm just
way.
gonna leave it at this. I think if Tether's to go down, it's to go down on purpose for the liquidity to flow into RLUSD. Um,
Tether is not
and I
going
don't,
down, by the way.
that's I'm
Here's
loosely.
here's how I know Tether's
No,
not
no,
going
I'm not
down.
saying that. I'm saying
Yeah.
there's going to be. Well, I mean, I have a couple reasons why I don't think they are as well, but I think there's something weird about it.
Well, yeah. Yeah. There's weird about everything in crypto.
Mhm.
But
It is Tether.
yeah. Yeah. But my whole thing is this. I if you don't know who Cantor Fitzgerald is, you need to do a bunch of research. And Cantor Fitzgerald put their entire reputation on Tether. Well, the one thing you know about Cantor Fitzgerald is they're the one private bank in the world that has direct access to the Federal Reserve.
Right.
So,
Right.
how much liquidity is that? Endless, as a matter of fact. So,
Sure.
why are they in bed, and why do they quarterly say, yes, every dollar is accounted for in Tether? Why are they saying that? If they're under investigation, why do you investigate? It's being quarterly checked out by Cantor Fitzgerald. Let's look at their books. They do a report on it quarterly. So
Right.
that whole thing was BS.
Well, the other interesting thing is, yeah, I kept trying to find like actual articles on it, and I couldn't find anything, but I saw a lot of people covering it. And I was like, well, until I read something for real, take it at face value. I mean, I do know that Tether is partnered with the Secret Service and all of that. And I mean, that in and of itself, to me, says, I mean, A, it's like, okay, it's just a little obvious, but B, it's like, well, I've heard two things. One's like, hey, we're Tether. If we're being investigated by the government or the government, and we work with the government, I think we'd know we were being investigated, which is a logical point to make. So it's like, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I have really seen nothing else of value confirming or denying it any further than just those headlines. So I don't really have much more to say about it, but I think but the point was like with Garlinghouse and what he was saying, the way he said it, and just seeing all the things that are starting to flesh themselves out right now. I don't think he was lying. I mean, I'm pretty good at reading people, and it seemed like he was doing everything he could to be cool enough to give me an idea that, like, to chill out, and it's everything's about to go well. So I don't know. You can take that story for what it's worth, but it's 100% true story, and I feel like the momentum is in Ripple and XRP's corner right now. I really do, with a lot of things going on. Even the XRP memes, which I don't know anything about at all.
I was going to mention,
but I know that's a new thing that's flying around now. I don't know how well that's doing.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I had about a week.
I think the big problem with, let's see, Ripple is they don't have that, like Sol has that injection of absolute tens of billions of dollars daily through the meme market. I think the fact that if they can get that rolling, their AAMM market is going to expand and explode. We already know that with RLUSD is going to create pairs that they haven't had yet. And now that they're going to have those pairs, you're going to be able to trade it better. You're going to make more liquidity. With the liquidity of the meme coins being on there, it's just going to put Ripple in a more known as more of a smart contract, more of a complete company, more of like, hey, they're not just about banks. Yeah. I like all that. That's all really good, people coming to your product.
Yeah. I sure. And I don't know. I know you guys are probably short on time because you've been doing this way longer than I've been here. So I'll try to wrap it up. But I do know that, with the, I don't know where the meme thing came out of. Like I said, I had about a week where I hit a wall, and I've been mad at myself ever since because I've been trying to play catch up, learning everything. But I don't know where the meme thing came out of, but was that something that they had that had to be like voted upon the way, the consent, like Jesus, my brain's fried. Like,
no,
the consensus mechanism of the voting that goes on with new amendments and all that, was that something that had to be done for that, or no?
No, that's not what happened. No, what happened is, okay.
No, I don't know. Right.
Yeah. No, I don't know specifically what happened either, but all I know is the avenues to that are going to be created because they have now a stablecoin. Those pairings are going to create interest and liquidity. That's been the big problem with a lot of things. It's like, why would I put my meme coin on, Ripple net? Why would I what do they got going on over there? Okay, so it's this natural progression of they're getting more.
Yeah, so I guess
No, I never saw a vote or anything like that. No. I might have.
So I guess yeah, I didn't know. I guess what I guess what I was getting at with that, I guess it's just pure speculation. I just think it seems oddly convenient that the thing, from what I've gathered, that drove so much liquidity into like Solana, which was all the meme coins, that just coincidentally with the timing of RLUSD coming up on the ledger, you have the meme coins launch, which are going to bring in a lot of liquidity if history repeats itself, as you've seen with other networks. And it just seems we need a lot of liquidity. RLUSD is going to bring it on in and of its own, but it's almost like a shot of steroids if you dump the meme coin liquidity that flows onto networks when that starts happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's just timing or if it's coincidence or what, or if there's anything there, or if I'm just stringing together tired thoughts. So
No, that's right.
Yeah, if you got any thoughts or whatever, or anyone in the chat might have a thought on that. Just the timing.
We all sort of forget. We all sort of
in a good
forget,
way, but just it seems odd.
Yeah, we forget that public interest is about 70% of what matters to crypto at this point. Everybody buys XRP because of the utility value. But utility value doesn't mean a damn thing until everybody's using it. Until then, what we need is social media and people who are in high school who are trading memes to know what the hell an XRP or a Ripple or a RLUSD is. That, sadly, is the world in which we live right now, because we don't have total utility of the coin. Until then, you need that interest, because that's the only reason why it's slowing down in the volume. It used to be number 3 forever, right? And now it's number 7. Yeah. And that if you don't have a social media presence, which we have the army, which is massive, but the army isn't growing. Why? Because we're not getting the kids who are playing around with memes.
Yeah.
Solana is growing and passed us up because they do. Sad fact, but that's kind of the world we live in now.
Right. Do you? I was going to ask you also. Do you think? I mean, to me, it's interesting because it's like with Solana and the memes, which is built on Ethereum and all that, and you have the gas fees and all of that nature. It almost seems like with Ripple, what the fuck?
Don't look at your screen, dude.
Can you guys hear me?
No, we can hear you.
No, my whole thing just went down. Are you guys? Oh,
yeah.
Hey, sorry, Brent. I broke the rule. For the record, I was off camera. No, so where was I going with God Almighty? So yeah. So with oh man, I forgot where I was even going. Oh hell, moving on. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
What?
Hydra said
I will say.
Yeah.
What do you got, Sean?
Well, no, that's what I was going to say. Okay, so I was going to say it because Ripple specifically focused on payments and perfecting the art of payment, which I'm going somewhere with this. I trust.
Okay.
And it's frozen.
So this stuff down that's being built, at the end of the day, got to be paid for, right? So payments are going to be at the base of everything. So if you get payments right as an investor or as a company, you're going to win huge. So if you put yourself in the mind of, I guess, of Ripple approaching it that way, and they've sat back and watched the meme coin stuff and all that blow up Solana and all these networks become so valuable with a lot of that kind of stuff. People, I feel like I've heard people, say like they missed the boat with that. Maybe they should have done that. But I feel like because they knew if they had the superior payments network, that once all that other stuff got put on top of it, that other stuff that was being built elsewhere with all the flaws and the issues, once those people, those builders and this and the other brought it to the ledger, that they basically knew they could come in late and swoop up everything once the performance proved itself to the people doing the transactions and doing the building. Does that make sense? So
yes.
I don't know. I think it's like a long term,
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. That's what's probably going to happen.
Yeah, because it's like it's like if you have the superior product, then everything built on top of the said product is going to come to you. I don't know.
I personally own XRP.
I think that RLUSD.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
RLUSD
use case is going to make everything else.
Yeah. RLUSD is
I was gonna say
going to
its use
create
case is
value.
what's going to make
It's going to create value for XRP.
everything.
And
Yes,
mainly,
yes.
and most people
That's
get
the
that
thing, man.
backwards. Yeah. Because if you don't
That's the
have
thing, and
something
you and
that
I have talked about
equals,
it, Alan.
yeah, yeah, if you don't have something that equals the dollar, such as, you know, stable coins that equals the dollar, you don't have anything to compare your coin against. Otherwise, your XRP stays level with the dollar.
Mhm.
You don't want that. You want something that is inflating, okay, in value, right, against
Mhm.
it. So you need something to stay level. Otherwise, you can. How's your XRP going to be worth $2? It can't ever. So you need a marker in the sand. You need something that says this
Well,
is level. Now you're two of those for an
right,
XRP. Yeah. And a lot of people really confuse that. But if
right.
you don't have a
So
marker, you don't have base zero. Yeah.
yeah, that's and then like you and I have talked about RLUSD, and like I think it's going to be a complete behemoth more than people even think, and I think it's going to happen quick, because I think those partnerships they're all there, man, and they're ready to rip, and you have thoughts one way or the other about legislation and regulation and all that, and yeah, I have philosophical differences with it than I do what's going to happen for value of tokens, blah 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 blah, but that money's there. That money with Ripple and that money with their partnerships is there and it's ready to go. And I try to the way I look at RLUSD is the the companies and the partnerships do not it's not that they don't care about XRP. That's not it. They just don't care how one thing gets from one place to the other. All they want to know, at least in my mind, and Alan, you're more familiar with a lot of that world than I am, but just looking at it is they just want to know US dollar goes where? Over here. Oh, and it's way cheaper, way better, and way faster than it was before. Okay, then I
Mhm.
want to park my money in that RLUSD thing with that company, which is I not only see it as like a transaction by transaction basis where it's like, all right, I'm sending $100, whatever it is, right? Whatever the number is, boom, XRP out the other side where it needs to go. But I almost see it as like where money will be parked. Like they're going to be parking it to be ready to rip it when they want to do all that. And I haven't completely dived into that idea, but like it just only seems smart. It's like, well, if you know that it's got to be backed 1-to-1, and
Mhm.
which in turn means you actually have real money finally. And anyone using those stable coins know that it's backed 1-to-1, so the money's
Mhm.
real, and
Mhm.
if it's there, it's safe with
Yeah.
Ripple and with RLUSD. And I don't know, understand fully. I understand what custody is, but I don't know how that would work. But do you
Mhm.
think there could be where companies, large corporations, whatever, could be parking a lot of RLUSD already bought and loaded up in Ripple's custody so that when they need to do these transactions, it's already there? Is that is that how that would work? Or for
Yeah.
instance,
I
if I
mean,
had $1 million
I
and
wouldn't.
I wanted to,
No, I wouldn't
no, I mean I
do
have no
that
idea.
if I were a bank. It, yeah, there's no value in that to
Okay.
them. They gotta show. If you have money sitting on the sides and it's just sitting there stable, this is one of the big factors that a lot of people don't understand about stable coins. Like everyone says, oh, well, they just, Tether just prints out of nowhere these coins. That's correct. They like, and then they do what with it? They buy treasury bonds, right? Or they buy Bitcoin, or they buy something of value with it.
Right.
Well, okay,
Mhm.
that legitimizes what they just
Mhm.
created out of nothing. So it's actually backed by an asset now.
Mhm.
Well, you don't just create
Right.
trillions of dollars because you get to do it. You have to have an agreement with somebody to say, yeah, this thing's worth something. Well, I can understand where Ripple as a company is going to be able to say, yeah, we're worth a few $1 billion because all the coins they have. but they're not going to want to waste that value in storage, hoping that one day everybody's going to use their coin. They're going to do the same thing Tether did, which is print a bunch of these coins out of thin air. And then when people use them or buy them, okay, use them in this case, they will then take that asset and they will make something real out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They will purchase something real out of it. But you wouldn't do it ahead of time. No, you wouldn't. What you wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, it wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't see the value in it. But because you have books, you have holders who say, well, why did we buy nothing? You know, why aren't we using this money to make money?
Right. No, yeah, no. I mean, you're right on that. And I guess the way I was looking at it was just, I'm thinking, okay, if you're a company and you have to inevitably buy RLUSD to use it to make your transactions, then I'm just in my head going, well, skip one step, park some money there, and then just, rip from it as you need it as you go. And one step's eliminated without having to go through that step every single time. That's kind of what I was thinking. But, again, but the one thing about RLUSD, which is what excites me the most, and it's very simple, and I've said it before, is that with XRP, the reason why people say it's going to complement it and it's not competing with it, well, XRP was created to be more than $1 anyway. But the whole point of XRP is it's got to be liquid. XRP has to be liquid enough at any given moment to have a transaction and a pairing between any two things, no matter how large the value is. It's got to always be a high enough value to move in and out of any two pairs at any given time, 24/7, 365, whether it's Nike shoes to, Hank Aaron baseball cards or whatever it is, because when it's all tokenized, it's just value for value at that point. It doesn't matter. It's just two people agreeing that, hey, I want your shoes, and hey, I want your damn Hank Aaron baseball card or whatever it is. And if the value works for the two, there's got to be enough in between to get in and out of that and make that trade instantaneously. So what easier and better way to get the value of XRP up very high than have RLUSD on the network and be moving large, crazy sums of money through XRP with the constant flywheel of money, nonstop, all day, every day, moving through it, which then you get into the idea, can it stabilize itself? And I don't know enough right now, but it could, to where, for instance, if you had, let's just say $1 million, but you had $1 million flipping through something 24/7, 365, every millisecond, boom, 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 then realistically, that price of that thing that's going through is going to be $1 million with maybe a little slippage here or there. Because there's like within the blink of an eye, it's reloading. So when people talk about this idea of like ODL being, an ODL being neutral,
right?
The idea that ODL is neutral, right? It's a buy and sell instantaneously, so the price is never moving.
Correct.
I've wondered if it's like, again, if you have such large amounts moving, if you have such large amounts moving so fast to where it's almost like if you saw it, you would never see the million not be there. It would just be boom, going through XRP, million.
No, that's right.
Okay. So again, it can handle anything that needs to go through it to get to anything it needs to have on the other end. And it's got to be like that all the time or it's a failure. And so there you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like
it all makes sense. The ODL and the instant liquidity of XRP really tells me that it really doesn't need a stable coin. And I never believed it did. But when I wrap my head around this whole stable coin future, like I talk about my show again. A year ago, I did a show that everybody will have a stable coin. Because what we all understand is everything will want to link to the value of what we call zero or level, right? We need something. We need a yardstick. Otherwise, you don't know how to build anything or do anything. So the yardstick will essentially always be the US dollar. That's why when people tell me, oh, the US dollar is going away, I'm like, well, not until we have a better successor. because you need stable coins. It doesn't fall on deaf ears that they called it RLUSD. They didn't call it RL Yuan. Okay. They want it to be linked to something. The beauty of that is you can be in Argentina and you can immediately get on your phone and you can click it and go, I want to buy RLUSD. And now I know I have USD on my phone equivalent anywhere in the world. Well, who wouldn't want to do that deal? Tether made hundreds of billions of dollars. Look at all the stable coins there are going to be. There's going to be dozens of them. There just will be, because it makes perfect sense. Because there's so many markets.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of shocked that Ripple even focused on North America. I would have focused on anywhere but I mean, I get it. They want to put their foot in the door and be relevant in the most important banking market first. And then that gives them credibility in anywhere else in the world. As far as stable coins.
Well,
because everything is perception.
Yeah, well, I see what you're saying. Sure. So
yeah.
The thing with Ripple, I know what you're saying about like they started in the US with it. But if you look at their partnerships and everything they're doing, I think they're way further along than even we realize or know about how tied in they are with all these other countries and everything. I mean, I could sit and like go through bullet points and all that and talk about, different country, blah, 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 whatever. But the fact of the matter is they almost went into those smaller markets and built from the ground up into bigger and bigger markets everywhere but here. One, because of the lawsuit and everything else in this. I got to watch what I say. Anyway, the lawsuit and everything else. But B, while they were doing that, they were, A, creating a squeeze play, a global squeeze play. If they're tied into enough places at all times and everywhere else is using them, then the U.S. is going to be forced to almost have to use them, or they're not going to be able to interact. And which I thought was brilliant. But the building up those other markets and getting into all those places and building up the basically the pipelines of all those other countries, I think it was the plan all along. I don't think this RLUSD thing just came up one day at a meeting and they went, yeah, we should probably do that now. They say it's because Circle depegged that one time and they thought, well, we could do it and not depeg. No. You don't just jump into, especially if you're a company like Ripple, you're not just jumping in to the stablecoin market hoping you don't look bad. You got a plan and you've had a plan because it's money and there's always a plan. But if you build up all the other markets all over the globe the way they have, and then you launch the USD coin in the world's largest market, well, now you have a way in which that large market, once they start interacting with that, are already set up to interact.
That's right.
With the rest of the globe, period. Because if you just start in the U.S. and you don't have the rest of the globe, then who are they transacting with? Nobody. So
that's right.
Yeah, well, I think it was all timed out perfectly, and I think that's what's going to make it so successful is they're set up.
Let's go one more step farther in another video I did. Okay.
Sure.
I did a video then, and that was 2 years ago now. And the video was XRP against Bitcoin. And everybody said to me, oh, well, there's no differences. There's these differences, a million different differences. I pointed out something in that video that a lot of people didn't catch. So I did another video almost identical to it. And I was talking about stablecoins. See, what a lot of people don't understand about XRP is their direct competition is Circle. When I said that in a video, people didn't catch it. The only when your Tether and XRP are competitors of each other. USDC is a competitor. Circle is a competitor to XRP. But a lot of people still don't get that. That was a fact back then. That nobody watched that video. The reason why is because a lot of people in XRP and Ripple, they own Circle. They would like to work with that. Those two people like to work together. However, when they came out with a stablecoin, RLUSD, or said they were going to, the reason why they did it was because they wanted to be their own competition to their own coin. They didn't want a company being their competitor to XRP. And people still don't understand that. Like, why would you want to compete with your own coin? Well, because that market share, that volume of money that's going to flow through there would flow through, USDC instead of going through XRP. So they decided, well, we'll cut them off at the pass. We'll have both sides of the coin. Boom. That's why they did it. It's volume. Yeah. You want the banking community to say, I can use this coin or I can use that coin. I got liquidity on both ends. What do you want? You want stable coin here in your shore, and in the middle, we're going to make it XRP. And when it lands on the other continent over there, it's going to be stable coin. We got that right here. Here are the two coins in the house.
Yep.
Because
Yep. And if you want us to custody, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's right. I was done.
You want the traffic and you want to keep the traffic.
That's the thing. They right. And how do you keep it? Then you offer up every service that any institution needs, full stop, turnkey operation. You've got custody, you've got XRP, you've got the digital dollar, you've got all of it in-house, ready to go. And you're tied in with more of beyond the weird conspiracy stuff, which isn't even weird. But yeah, you're tied in with everybody. I mean, everyone. And it's, that's what I mean. I think the RLUSD at this point was like the final cherry on top of this insane plan they've had. And I absolutely love watching people start to wake up to this and start to wake up to XRP and start to realize, hey, maybe those XRP people weren't all just these brainwashed dummies all along like we thought. Maybe there's more to this. I mean, I've seen channels that normally would never covering it. I'm not going to name names, and it's starting to gain. It's starting to gain. Not that it needed credibility, because anyone that understands it understands the credibility. But I'm starting to see it gain a little more credibility in the outside the XRP world crypto crowd, where people are starting to almost go like scratching their chins, going, "Huh, let me take a second look at that thing." And I love it. I think it's hilarious. I don't know. That's just a rant. But yeah, so I think we're on the same page as far as the RLUSD and all that.
Unfortunately, a lot of us haven't represented ourselves very well, because this whole waving my banner, hate your coin, hate my coin thing is just really alienated a lot of people that are big players at the top of this game. And it makes us all look like arguing children, and nobody wants to sit in the room and listen to that. And it's time for us to grow up and just go forward and think about what we're going to do with our lives and what we're going to do with crypto.
Yep.
And stop pissing about what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why I didn't want to be in that documentary. Like everybody's, why are you in the documentary, Alan? I'm like, I'm not throwing my hat in that ring. Like, why? What did Ethereum ever do to you? And then the hilarious part about that is what happened. Oh, all of a sudden RLUSD comes out on Ethereum, and all of a sudden Ethereum's the greatest thing in the world. And I'm like, wow, after you just did a whole damn documentary about what a bunch of thieves they are, now you're in bed with them, that's all cool. Like, wait a minute, man. You have to decide.
Well, okay, here's two things I'll say. Well, yeah. Two things I'll say on that.
Yeah.
One, the idea that, okay, everybody, bitched and moaned about Ethereum, and now you're in bed with them, so everyone's happy. I mean, that's being connected to a network and being connected to the company consensus are two completely different things. So I think that's a little off. I mean, it was never the network or the token. It was the company behind it that spawned that whole thing. So yeah, you can. You really can. You can bitch and moan about what happened there and all the craziness, and it's I don't even like. I legitimately don't have the space in my brain right now to go down all that because it's been years of all this. But you can bitch and moan about the way something was handled, and it happens to involve a token, and complain about the corruption with the company behind it, and still be okay with the network being used and it helping whatever you're trying to build. And that's
No,
what
I agree.
anybody
I agree.
smart is doing. They're going,
Yeah.
well, we know Ethereum's we know Ethereum's a powerhouse, and we know that money's there, and we know that the network is, or XRPL has always needed smart contracts. I don't know whatever happened to Codius. I hope they that's something that we one day see more about. But I mean, anybody common sense wise would go, yeah, if we can utilize the Ethereum network in the smart contracts, it's only going to help, the XRPL move forward. A, the liquidity connection, and B, now if you do have these really intricate dealings between institutions and Ripple, or institutions and Ripple's facilitating it, now you literally do have the contracts that will enact when need be. I'll also say this about that documentary. Those people, and I know both Maya and Chris, and I've had a lot of communication with them.
Yeah, I've met them. Yeah,
they've busted their ass hard, like very hard, and what they've managed to do is pretty incredible. And I agree with you, Alan. This is where you and I will agree, and I've said this my whole life. Once you can, let's just say politics, because that's the most obvious thing you can equate it to, but you use politics, you can use crypto communities, whatever, right? And the way they battle against each other and this, that, and the other. And I've always said, it's like, once you take humanity and turn it into team sports, you have been
right.
You've convinced yourself what you're doing is real, and forget that you're actually playing a game. And it's like, that's where the lines get. Right. What are you doing?
That's right.
It's sickening, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Like, yeah, everyone knows that, that knows me knows I love the XRP stuff, and that's the thing I focused most of my attention on. And I'll criticize other things, not even criticize, but I will look into everything because I want to know everything about anything that I try to. And if I see something weird, I'll point it out. I don't know everything about Tether. I pointed it out. Whatever. Right. I learned from you, and but yeah, there's no level of, unfortunately, there's no humility. The lack of humility is embarrassing. And I mean, I get it. I get it if someone from quote unquote opposing side wants to rag on you about being into XRP and they're a Bitcoin guy or whatever. Yeah, it's fun to snipe back, sure, but like, it's just childish in the end. There's really no point. I mean, it's like anything else. What will be, what will happen, will happen. Belief doesn't matter. I don't even believe in the idea of the word belief. Like, what is. Like, it either is or it is not. Air. It doesn't matter whether I believe air exists or not. I walk outside and breathe it every day, whether I like it or not. It is. It is so it's belief is overrated.
My question to Chris was simply this. Are you going to do the same documentary looking into the connections of the WEF and everybody else that are connected to Ripple? Are you going to look into the Ripple company? Are you going to look into the control factor that they have, and that they created all these coins and handed 5 billion to each other out of thin air, and they all stand to be the richest people in the planet? Are you going to do a documentary about that?
Right.
And his exact answer was no. So I was like, cool. Right on.
Well, well, I mean, at the end of the day,
objective and you're honest. Yeah.
Well, it would be one thing. No, because it's not about that. That's the thing. That wasn't what this thing's lagging. Hold on. Give me 1 second. So, 1 second. All right, there we go. So yeah, the point is that that's not what caused a bunch of us to get sued. That's not what caused Ripple to be held up in court cases for years. I understand what you're saying. Everyone has shady. Everyone's got shady dealings. What?
You don't know that.
I can't. No, what I'm saying is Everyone's got shady dealings, and I studied Ripple inside and out, and I know how weird it all is. And I'll be the first
Yeah.
one to say, yeah, this is weird. I can show contracts that show stuff. I'm just saying specifically on that situation and what happened or was believed to have happened there. That's what it was specifically about. Now, if you were to say, yeah, are you going to incorporate all that other stuff in there? Sure, if it pertains to it. But one bad thing and another bad thing aren't directly correlated either, and there's been nothing proven of that.
No.
You could do a documentary on how weird it is with the WEF and all that. I'm with you, man. I think it's all bizonker, crazy, weird, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
But
what are you doing in
the documentary was subject specific to that one thing in that court case and Bill Hinman, and that's why they did it.
And the other thing about all that is that just because they have been attacked by the SEC doesn't mean they're lily white. In fact, I would say it's quite the opposite.
No, right. Everyone's got skeletons.
Yeah.
Try not to curse. Everyone's got stuff they do weird. I mean, it's business. I agree.
Yeah,
but you can't deny the fact that the United States weaponized something.
I don't like Ethereum, and I know there was some shady doings, but I'm not 24 years old. I'm 64, and I've dealt with a lot of very famous and wealthy people, and all of them are shady. Not some of them, all of them. Everybody is shady. Like, there's no way that you got lily white. I mean, I don't even get into ministers.
Well, you don't become successful like that by being clean.
What I'm trying to say is, when you're throwing shade around, man, you better make sure you don't live in a glass house. And I just saw a lot of that with that documentary, and I was like, "Whoa, man! Whoa! Are we forwarding the message of XRP, or are we trashing our brother and over here with a different coin?" And I got the latter. I didn't get the first. I didn't see it was going to improve crypto.
I think it's more showing our quote unquote brother directly plotting, planning with the U.S. government to hold back something else and let something fly blatantly because of vested interest on the back end by the government officials. And yeah, that's stuff that happens all the time. There's corruption all the time. And I get it. But there's a fine line between sitting back and going, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing at all. I don't mean it that way. But there's a fine line between sitting back and going, well, it's just the way it is. It happens, and not and taking the time and effort to dig. I mean, the stuff that guys like DAI and Kimes and Wheezy on Twitter or X or whatever, and all Crypto Cowboy, all these guys that did this amazing, insane research, digging up all these documents and connecting all these dots and fighting back. And then for someone like John Deaton to come out of absolutely nowhere, pro bono, and represent me and 70 plus thousand other guys who were getting screwed and had our entire investment potentially in jeopardy because of backdoor bullshit. That
those are two different subjects, by the way. But yeah, they're two different subjects. But yeah,
right. Well, no, what I'm saying is that in its totality is a special thing that should be highlighted and at the very least learned from. And so I don't see anything wrong in that personally. And I commend them. I really do. I commend them. Yeah. They're doing those premieres all over, which that takes a ton of hard work. I'll be at the one in Atlanta. That should be interesting. And I know they just got accepted to the American film market, which is
good for them. Yeah. No, I think it's really cool. I really do.
I don't know. It holds a spot in my heart. And I don't mean to lash out. I don't mean it to come off like I'm lashing out at you. I'm just very passionate about it. And
Oh,
I'll never
I don't
forget
think you
the
did
day
at
I
all.
woke up and saw that court case had dropped. And in my mind, I went, well, I guess it's time to go to war. I don't know. Like, here we go. Like,
Yeah.
am I in this or am I not? And I went, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'm in this, you know, and I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
anyway, moving on. Sorry.
No,
I
I
love
think it's
that. I
great.
love both your points, guys. I mean, that's
Yeah. It's
Anyway,
whoa. You know,
you want to get the lighthearted material before we got to close it off? Because I know you guys want to get going.
yeah. Let's wrap it up. We got a feature length film going on here. We want to get everybody through their
Koozies.
Sunday. I'd like to
Koozies.
eat food sometime today.
Real quick. Speaking of
I
John
love it,
Dean.
guys. Man, we love having you, Sean.
Well, hey,
I love our Sean and I talk pretty much every Saturday,
hell yeah.
and it came up in the chat here. You know why the legend? You know what makes you a legend?
Yeah,
And
I couldn't even see the chat.
you really, you know, when you get to know Sean and you talk to him and you understand how into XRP was, you know, to be able, when you're
Yes.
living out of your car and you're buying it, and you're not just buying it, but you're the person who's going to research it down to the gnat's ass. It's really cool. And Sean's the person that I would go to first to discuss any crazy big XRP topic. And I know my dad knows a ton of it too. But it's
Yeah,
like
I don't research it like Sean.
I get two different big spectrum, deep angles from both of you guys, and I'm just so happy that the three of us are in it together, and we can step back and talk about these 40,000 feet, you know, topics. And when you're getting into talking about something like this on the internet, like you've got to go 40,000 feet because this thing's going to touch everything, you know, just like Bitcoin has and blockchain in general. It's just so big, and to be able to discuss that and everything else with you, bro, is legend. And if you guys meet Sean in person, and you know you see what he's cooking and up to, and you'll call him the legend too, for sure.
You will.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, man.
Not
No,
much love to you, bro.
yeah, it's
You're
why I love
living it,
this.
dude.
That's why I love this channel, and you guys are awesome. Because Alan, I learned a ton from you, and I know like with crypto, there's nothing I've ever dedicated more of my time and effort into, and the more I dedicate myself to it, like teaching, learning everything from the ground up, the more vulnerable I feel because it's so fast moving. So
Yeah.
it's nice to be in a place because I'm the first person to go. I don't know about something. Like
Yeah.
if I don't know, and I want to know, you know. But it's good to meeting so many people in this space from different walks of life who know a lot more about certain things than I do. And then Alan meeting you, and you know you're the world you come from. So it's like, all right, if I hit a wall with something, I can go, hey Alan, here's where I'm heading. What's up on it's just it's really cool. The legend
It
thing's
is. It's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah, the legend thing is hilarious. That started in Vegas, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
basically I showed up to a private dinner wearing a crushed red velvet blazer with a Motorhead patch on it at the Bellagio. At this, and it was really awesome. I was taken out to dinner with a small handful of people, and it was very nice of them. And then a photo was taken of that, and somebody online started commenting on it, and then
Yeah.
what solidified it in that aspect, not even the aspect you guys are talking about, was the pool party at XRP
Mhm.
Las Vegas. It was like a private VIP pool party. You had to have a specific ticket or whatever. A guy, I won't name his name, but he had an extra ticket and gave it to me, which was really cool of him. So I showed up in my Jason Voorhees swimming shorts and a button-up Hawaiian horror movie themed T-shirt, ready to party.
Yeah.
And I go walking down the stairs, and I see a bunch of tables all around this pool, and everyone's dressed relatively nice and everything, and they're sitting there talking. And I went, oh, Okay. Well, here we go. So I walked down to the open bar, grabbed a Miller Lite, and took my shirt off, hoping nobody was allergic to mussels, and decided to do a giant splash into the pool.
Cannonball.
Yeah, cannonball splash, sloppy whatever splash. I think they got it on the documentary. Actually, they were filming me doing it, which is hilarious. And I was floating around. Nobody would get in the pool, man. And
Sean, my favorite part is the lifeguard coming up to you and asking you if you were in the right place or not.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, asking me if I was in the right place and if I was allowed to have the inner tube that I they didn't know I stole from the other side of the park. But yeah, so I was floating around, enjoying a drink, having fun. And DAI came over and he was like, "Dude, I got to get a photo of that." So he took a photo of it. That became a whole thing. And that's actually what's on the koozies.
Show it to us, bro. Show it.
So,
you have a koozie?
Yes, sir. Give me 2 seconds. I just got to grab it. It's right behind me. Yeah. Hold on one moment.
Don't you have a box of them?
The koozie will be on every live Sunday as soon as it is mailed out to me.
1 second.
He's got to have a dozen of them, I would think.
Yeah, it's really fun being Sean's friend. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy the hell out of it.
I got to roll, man. I got to make I'm late.
Yeah, me too. We're doing koozie and then we're out, everybody.
All right. Let's see the koozie.
Koozie and we're out.
You got one of those?
I think I screwed that up. I think they're all in my car, so I do have a. Hold on.
Well, we're gonna have you on next Sunday.
Oh my god!
All right. Well, anyway, let me shoot you. Can I at least shoot the link? And if you guys can show the link, or I don't know how. If I brought up my screen, you could see it, but that's a whole whatever. Anyway, if you go to this link, prepare. It's fancy. Hold on.
No. There you go.
Baron of Beach Street .bigcartel.com. That's my seller site. I made these koozies. They've got me on the front in the pool. They got Rocky Balboa on the back. And I'm selling them for like $10 a pop, with shipping included. And I'm donating a portion of all the proceeds up until the election to John Deaton's campaign. Just because I wasn't making enough money quick enough in my day job to donate. So I was like, well, let me whip this up. It'll be fun. And hopefully if I sell some, I can get some money to him quicker. And
love it.
Be fun to have some legend koozies out there. So they're cool. Oh, yeah. I'm pissed I don't have one.
Don't worry. We'll get you on next Sunday.
Classic, man. No, it's all good, bro.
Yeah, the Baron of Beach Street .bigcartel.com. Koozies are on there. You'll see them. And you can find me on X at Baron, BARON of BEACH Beach Street, just ST. And hit me up on there whenever.
Cool. All right, man.
Thank you guys. I really do appreciate it.
Man. Hey, if it's going to John Deaton, it's a good cause. We know that.
Yeah. Sean just told me he got endorsed in the Boston Herald.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah, Deaton. Dude.
We'll sport those koozies in future shows, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, B-Man, I got to roll.
Oh, yeah. No, we're...
All right, everybody.
You guys are great.
Man, much love, Sean. Dad, I love you, man. Crew, love you too. Cheers, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you guys.